I'm feeling very called to a particular deck for you. And normally it's not like that, but this deck is called the Otherkin Tarot. And it deals a lot with general guidance, but also love and career. And so something tells me that you need a little bit of guidance in both of those areas. So while I will still intuitively read the cards, I am going to read from this book as well. And that's because sometimes our human minds need to know that someone didn't just like make something up out of their head, that like the card matches what was already pre-written. So like spirit selecting what was going to be said so that when it resonates, your mind can kind of comprehend that better. So I'm going to do a mixture of both. So first off, Spirit, I've got this nice big hunk of selenite right next to me, surrounded in a lot of protection. But Spirit, if you could bring in the best possible message for this individual, for their highest good, to help get them to their highest possible timeline and keep them in line with their divine soul path, or get them back in line with their divine soul path. Nothing nefarious attached, only that which is positive for their growth. Do one more shuffle here. And then we're going to split the deck, and we're going to go 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to flip it right over. The Ace of Swords in reverse. One more shuffle. 3 up. 3 up. From the bottom, no. From the split, yes. Closer to the top. 3 up. 1, 2, and flip it straight over. Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. One more. Okay. I'm going to split it again. Closer to the bottom this time, 2 down. There, yes. 1. Flip it over to 4 of Wands upright. Okay. So Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, 4 of Wands. I instantly hear as a first part of the message, there's a little bit of lack of clarity on what direction to go next. If you're into numbers, I saw 316 on the timer. That always reminds me of John 3:16. If you're not into the Bible, that's totally fine. But basically, the message is that like you are loved, and they just want to leave it as you are loved. You are divinely loved. Okay, so there may be some lack of clarity in direction of where to go to find more fulfillment, more celebration in your life, things to celebrate in your life. So you may be, I hear like you may be at like this like crossroads where you're just like unsure of which way to move. And there, I'm gonna do something here with my my hands, like fins, like swim, like I hear that saying from is that Finding Nemo? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Like, don't stop, because when you stop, that's when you lose a lot of momentum. So let's see what the clarity is here. We got Swords first. Ace of Swords. Okay. So the reversed Ace of Swords can suggest that you have allowed your ambitions to overwhelm everything in your life. This card often pops up for workaholics and those who let greed or a need for recognition become alienating. Tarot always urges us towards balance. At times, this ace indicates a lack of clarity. You may not have all the facts or information in a particular situation, or perhaps you have not set clear goals. Specificity and a high degree of focus will aid you on your journey. Lastly, examine your behavior. While this card calls for confidence and standing out from the crowd, you must be aware of the effect your behavior has on others. You can be kind and confident, bold and considerate. Sing your own praises when you need to let folks know that you are available and qualified for a challenge. But remember, no one likes a bragger. This Ace of Wands is next. They want me to roll right into it. Suit of Wands, Ace of Wands in reverse says, in reverse, the Ace of Wands can speak to impulsiveness, lack of planning, and things never moving past the initial phase. Miscarriage, both literal and metaphorical, may be foretold. This is a card we might see when enthusiasm sours. If you are on the verge of making a change or commitment, starting a new business, or making a geographical move, a reverse Ace of Wands can indicate that you need to pause and read the fine print. Take a little extra time to weigh the elements and proceed with caution. So as you can see, that's going in line with the initial statement of that there may be lack of clarity in which direction to move, and then there's some guidance there that Spirit is giving you just straight from the book at that point. The Four of Wands, it stands for celebration, community, happiness, family, success, and prosperity. So these are the things that you may have some lack of clarity on which way to move forward. But here is what this one says with guidance. It says the Four of Wands is a celebratory card that speaks of community and coming together. This card often heralds marriages, graduations, and new births. Overwhelmingly positive and gentle, the message here is a reminder of your value to others. You are loved. Your value to others and your place within a community. This card can also indicate the arrival of a positive message or windfall. In a work or financial reading, the Four of Wands can indicate prosperity and a cause for celebration. A bit of luck or generous return on investment may manifest at this time. You may see this card upon the completion of a project or even the end of your tenure at a particular job or position, such as a retirement or graduation. This card reminds us to celebrate the things we have been through while still remembering that the future is full of potential. Sometimes real estate dealings can be indicated with this card, as it has a heavy association with the home and home building. In the Otherkin Tarot, the frog in the illustration is carrying eggs on its back. It is happily nested under a canopy of leaves and flowers. This card often appears when we are in a nesting mode, or when the focus needs to be on home and family. If you are looking for relationship advice, this card speaks to the sense of home, and that some people, the sense of home that some people have for the familiar and cozy rather than the high energy or crazy unknown. They would like for me to pull from this Dreams of Gaia Tarot next with precursor cards, precursor, I don't think I even use that term, cards from this one over here. What does precursor even mean? Okay, Lovers at the split. Five of Wands, conflict. So there may be some conflict, or I heard trouble in paradise of some kind, like maybe your love life hasn't been quite as passionate as you would like it to be. Okay. If there is something, we got Four of Wands a second time, and Three of Cups. Three of Cups says reunions and celebrations, which that last card had a lot to do with celebrations as well. But Four of Wands is also happy families and reunion, so reunion for both. So if for some reason there is a relationship that feels like it's on the rocks or is in separation or is kind of going in like this negative trajectory, you're hoping to reconcile with someone, this is saying that reunion is absolutely possible and is on this current path that you're on. These are good cards to see. A reason to celebrate. Reigniting passion. Things coming to fruition. 7 of Pentacles. Hard work paying off. Harvest, rewards, results, payouts, manifestation of ideas, growing, nurturing, perseverance, patience. But reviewing and taking stock also. This is often a card, the 7 of Pentacles is often a card that you'll see with like a tree and someone picking, or like someone looking at the fruit that they've been growing. They're not quite picking it yet, but they're looking at the fruit that they're going. So making sure that you're looking at your romantic life as a long-term, like hard work, slow harvest, right? So that you have to plant seeds, then you have to wait through the winter for them to grow, and then things start to sprout in the spring, but then it's not really ready to harvest until summer, a lot of the time. Depending. I'm not a farmer here. But that's what I'm hearing, and that there will be good strides in your relationship sector, regardless of whether you're in a relationship or separated from someone, or looking for that fulfilling relationship that's actually healthy for you. The hard work is going to pay off. There will be a reason to celebrate here. Good things are indicated in this sector of your life, even if it is feeling a little, I'm hearing lackluster at this time, or dismal. Using a lot of words that I don't normally use. So yeah, so I see the Hierophant here, which is often indicative. Wow, these words. Maybe these are words you use. I'm not sure where they're coming from, but I mean, they're coming from my spirit team, but I'm not sure why they're coming through. But the Hierophant, traditional institutions, this is often known as like the marriage card, marriage in the future. It's also about connecting with your higher self though. So if you have not been doing that with good frequency pattern, what's the word that you guys are so good at giving me these words, and now all of a sudden routine, thank you. with a good routine, then now might be the time to start a routine like that, so you can get your own clarity on a lot of this stuff. But this Hierophant card does show long-term traditional type of commitment. It doesn't have to be marriage if that's something that you don't believe in, but definitely like good indicators. All right. So with that, we're going to go over to Dreams of Gaia Tarot. They wanted me to mix in a little bit of like intuitive read with the stuff from the book. For the human side of us. The spiritual side likes the intuitive stuff, and the human side a lot of the time likes the book. And I'm hearing from those first couple of cards with the aces in reverse, take what resonates, but also reflect. Some of the things that were in there were a little bit more harsh, and they may not resonate with you fully, but there may be a piece of it, is what I'm hearing. There may be like a piece of it with a particular person in your life, or a particular situation in your life where maybe sometimes that's true. And maybe there's some thought to give that for growth. That's just what I'm hearing. Some of the more harsher pieces of those cards, don't take them to heart too deeply, but definitely consider where they might be true in some of your life. The Journey in Reverse. This is, in this deck, this is card number 17. I'll hold it upright for you so you can see it. And then we will read this card now. Okay, so in this one, it's called Potential Blockage when it's in reverse. So the Journey card reverse, and this is from Dreams of Gaia Tarot. The Journey card reverse symbolizes a fixation with the past that prevents one from living fully in the present. It matters not if you are holding on to a happy moment or a painful one. By holding on to those moments, you may potentially be hampering your ability to experience life fully and completely in the present. Are you constantly reliving your past successes to the detriment of doing well in the present because the days gone were better, bigger, and brighter than the life you lead now? Or are you holding on to a painful past and suffering as you relive your hurts over and over again? What is it that you have learned from your journey? Has it made you a happier, healthier, wiser person? Or has it made you wary, cautious, cynical, and full of anxiety? We learn from our past experiences in each moment. We can uncover our personal truths, but sometimes the knowledge we take from them has taught us to be more afraid or overly cautious. The knowledge gained from those experiences is then implemented in the present to a sometimes detrimental degree. Have your past experience made you afraid of living in the moment? Do you feel that by letting go of the past and living in the now, you might somehow be caught out again or disappointed if your experiences in the now are not equal to those of your past? The Journey card reverse asks that you let go. By holding on, you actually risk having that worst case scenario manifest because you invest so much time, thought, and emotion into the possibility. You are no longer the person you were in the past, for good or ill. You, your life, and your circumstances have changed. The past is gone. Let it be over and instead fill this day with possibility. Make this day a good day by shifting your attention and interest to what surrounds you in the present. If the present is not full or grand as you wish it to be, then make it so. Today is a day you can change for the better, and so is tomorrow. Where would you like me to go next, Spirit? I hear Kuan Yin Oracle and this deck. Okay. I hope that this guidance is helpful for you so far. We're going to do this and this. I don't know if like 16 and 17 are significant years for you, but I'm hearing they want me to count 16, and we just had the card 17. So there may be some like, I'm getting chills with this one. There may be some like healing that you need to go back and do some self-love type of rewriting. We have a higher self, and that higher self is just another version of us that's speaking to us. And you can actually be that higher self for a past you. If you've never read the book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money, it's a really beautiful, beautiful book. And while it's about money, there's so much more to it. It's by David Cameron Gikandi. And one of the things that they talk about in there is they explain how the universe works and how the past, present, and future are all happening like at the same time in a spiral, and that you can touch every part of your journey from right where you're at. And so you can like basically like stick a pencil. I don't have a pencil around me right now. Oh yeah, I do. Anyway, you can touch each piece. You can like stick a pencil through here and see how it touches each piece of that spiral. But there may be some messages that you could send your past self, since all time is happening now, to help heal those pieces of you around that age. So I don't know what that looks like for you, where there was some lack of love, lack of self-worth, insecurity, maybe some bullying that was happening, maybe some lack of attention and care from parental figures or friends. But there's some healing that is focused around, it feels like, around those years of 16 and 17. And you may want to go back and consider doing some positive statements. Think of what you would have wanted to hear at that time. Like if there was an adult in your life or a best friend in your life, what do you wish that you would have heard, or a teacher that would have like stopped you in the hallway, and be that voice for that moment, for those times. This could be around like breakups, or the way that people that you had like either a crush on or a relationship and treated you. The mother. So it may be surrounded around your mother. Yeah, nurturing. It's Gaia. It's card number 2. And when I look at this card, oh my gosh, it's so interesting. Last night I was standing, I was standing in my home, and I heard, it was before I went on live on TikTok, and I heard, "That green dress is beautiful, isn't it?" And this morning when I woke up, like I have a green dress and it is beautiful, and I did wear it the day before yesterday. But I knew that that's not what it was about. And this morning I woke up and I went onto TikTok and I saw this lady. She's a preacher of some kind. I can't remember her name. But she was wearing this beautiful green dress, and she was preaching, kind of screaming about how it's great if you do me wrong and you make a mistake and you come back and I'm going to forgive you, basically. Like, I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to welcome you with open arms. But if you start scheming, that's a different story, because scheming means you've been watching me, you've been looking for my weaknesses, you've been trying to find ways to pull me down. And it was a pretty short video for TikTok. There was a longer version on YouTube that I started to watch but didn't finish, and she was wearing this beautiful green dress. And what she was saying was so beautiful, because what she was getting into was that this is what negative energies do. This is what demons do. Whether you believe in demons or angels or negative entities or negative energies, like, that's your truth, that's your thing. But I certainly do believe in them, because I've experienced them. And it's what I work with. I work to disarm these energies all the time. And that's what they do. They watch you from the moment that you're born. They watched you all the way through all of the things that you went through as a child, as a teenager. And then they remind you of your worth, of all those thoughts that you had all of those years. And they pound them into your head over and over and over again. And they try to keep you on a vibration that you're not worthy, that you're not beautiful, that you're not this and that, and like that you'll never amount to A, B, or C, or you'll never make that goal that you want. You'll never have that dream that you want, that you're not powerful. And that's just not true. And so I see this green dress on Gaia, and it says the mother. And I just hear, isn't that green dress beautiful? What is she doing? She's holding a seed. We were talking about the farming before, right? The planting, the hard work paying off. Looking at what you've done and going, that is going to grow. That is growing. I do see it growing. Look at me. I'm growing. And by me, I mean you. Look at you. You're growing. Nurture yourself. Care for yourself as if it's a little seed that we don't want to disturb too much. Otherwise, it's not going to take root the way it needs to. Be gentle and kind with yourself, which makes exact sense as to what I'm going to pull next, which is from this Kuan Yin oracle. And she is a goddess of nurturing and kindness and love and compassion. She's like all the lovey things. She's fierce. Don't get me wrong. She can summon storms. But she's kindness and compassion and love also. So I just look at this Gaia piece and it's like, you know what? Our parents weren't perfect. Whatever your relationship was with your parents, whatever nurturing you did or didn't get, whatever nurturing you do or don't give yourself, start giving it now. Give it to yourself now. Be your own mother. Mother yourself the way that you wish you had been mothered, nurtured, cared for by all of the people around you. This doesn't mean that your mom was good or bad. I'm not here judging your mom or whatever motherly role there was or wasn't in your life. But be that for yourself, because you're not a kid anymore. You're an adult, and you can give you everything that you need. You can do that. You can provide that for you. You can't find that with anybody else until you nurture you. And if you have a green dress, go put it on. Embody it. The green dress sure is beautiful. Green always, I don't want to say always, but often stands for healing. It often stands for healing and the heart chakra. So there's a lot of love that you need to give to yourself. I also see Bast play right here. So make sure that you are tapping into those childlike energies in the playful way, right? In the playful way. And then right below that is the journey card again. Which is what we pulled from that Dreams of Gaia Tarot, was the journey card. I'm hearing that Garth Brooks song, you know, life's a dance you learn as you go. Sometimes you lead and sometimes you follow. All right, what do we have here? And if you've been watching this whole time and this has resonated for you and you're not the person that ordered this personal reading, you were brought here for a reason. It's got a right ear ringing. And your guides wanted you to hear this too. If you'd like your own personal reading, you can get one at pagehook.com. I do them over Google Meets, or you can order them like this where I upload it to YouTube. It's about a week that it takes to have the reading done. Man, I can't get that song out of my head now. YouTube won't let me sing though. Patience. Have patience with yourself. When these cards take a while to get something to pop out, if you saw like the other times I shuffled, it was pretty quick that it came out. And usually once I say what it is they want me to say, they'll let it come out after that pretty quickly. But have patience with yourself. Give yourself more grace. Give yourself more grace. For number 43. 43 always reminds me of like love you. Like, because there's 4 letters in love and 3 letters in you. 143 always reminds me of I love you. And that statement from that John 3:16 where I was like, you know, the message there, if you aren't one that's into the Bible, is you're loved. You're divinely loved. You're loved. But this is the Veil of Shadows, number 43 from this Kuan Yin Oracle deck. I love Alana Fairchild decks, by the way. That's who created this one. They are some of my favorite ones, my favorite cards. So this says, a lotus blossoms with deep, rich mud into which she plunges her roots and draws great nourishment. How beautiful after getting that little seedling one. Now we're talking about a lotus growing and taking root, like I talked about earlier, taking root. From this mud made of water and earth growth happens and great beauty is revealed. Your soul lotus thrives through depth of emotion and aliveness of your body into which she can plant herself and unfold as a lotus of light. Your soul lotus is blossoming, just like a plant that outgrows the pot in which it has been planted and requires more soil to spread its roots and can continue growing. Your soul lotus needs some more mud, some more water and earth energy so that it can grow and shine. In the spiritual worlds, all things serve. Everything, including our darker emotions and parts of our body that we may not think are acceptable. They are actually good nourishment for our soul. The soul craves to love and be in love with all parts of you. Like a passionate divine lover, it wants to hold nothing back and become completely spiritually intimate with all aspects and all parts of you, whether you have thought they are lovable or not. This can be challenging because it can feel extremely uncomfortable to visit and consciously engage with those aspects of our personality and our bodies that we have yet to really love and accept. Yet this is what you are guided to embrace now. This process might be started by taking a class or engaging in a physical practice that honors the shadow part of you. If you have considered yourself an introverted person, it might be to begin to honor the counter side of this, the part that needs community and people in order to thrive. If you consider yourself a quiet person, you might need to explore how you can find joy through sound, music, and energy, for example. If you consider yourself a passionate person, you could benefit from finding the part of you that is peaceful and content in the moment with things exactly as they are right now. This interplay isn't about saying that who you are now is not enough. It is about acknowledging that you are that thing you believe you are not and finding a way to live it with consciousness and love. It is about delving into the parts of you that have been hidden in the veil of shadows and are now becoming ready to be revealed and lived as a part of the beautiful and whole being that you are in truth. In particular, this oracle asks you to look at where you can nourish your emotional and physical life with more focus, perhaps through art, creativity, journaling your dreams, creating collages, or engaging in dance or other forms of movement. Your spirit needs it to thrive at this time. So bringing in new things, more activities, tapping into that dance really came out, like with that inner child message that was coming there with the play. Tapping into that childlike behavior, dancing is really sticking out with that card. I want to read one more, the top part of a card that comes out in the Kali Oracle deck before I end this reading. There's different sections of these, and there's some parts that are italicized at the top, and that's what I'm hearing for this. 6. I'm gonna shuffle once. 6 from the top, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is Vishvamata. Vishvamata. Right there. Number 2. with her protection, even significant uncertainty does not need to be wrought with despair. There is a pathway that can shift your devastation into a palpable experience of being protected and guided through a difficulty. Trust where you are being led. Grace shall come from this. That's beautiful. Uncertainty can be very scary, but you are on the right path. Like I said earlier, that celebration, that reason to celebrate, you are on that trajectory, on that path. If you're walking through the dark right now and it's a little scary, it might just be that you have to trust the hand of the divine. I'm not even going to say might. It would be in your highest and best good if you just trust the hand of the divine and keep walking forward. Walk forth. Keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Keep going. Do not allow yourself to become stagnant. Do not be paralyzed in which way to move next. Just move with your heart. Don't get stuck in the mud too much. There's some growth that can happen there, like the lotus, but eventually you gotta bloom. You gotta bloom. All right. If you'd like a one-on-one session with me where we can talk back and forth, you can book that at paigehook.com. Thank you so much for your patience in this. I appreciate it, and I hope that this is helpful. And if I don't see you, then I wish you a beautiful journey. All right, bye.